My artist Peso, Dice Peso, forgot where he was at. He was like, man, you need to do a Gangsta Grillz. That's what you need to do. I was like, damn, that shit sound kind of fire. I hit drama like, yo, let's run a Gangsta Grillz. He like, bet, run it. And now we here. I was supposed to drop this album on Halloween. Supposed to call Spooky Music that I was doing with drama. And the shit just started feeling like something a little bit special that we should cater to a little bit more. Then I did the Migos record. The Migos record doing pretty good right now, so give me a chance to kind of push it back just a little bit to make sure I get some things in order so they give the people a little bit more something to look forward to. Well, the single, it just started off with me and Takeoff. Me and Takeoff in the studio. You know, let's get one in. He picked the record, then he just started stepping on that shit. Did the hook, did the verse, and then I did a verse after it. I had posted it. Offset hit. Like, nah, that's fire. Let me jump on that. And man, Offset at the studio, he kept his word, jumped on that. After that, I posted that up. And then Cho was like, you got the 2 out the 3, you can't forget the Cho. I need to get on that. And then Cho actually pulled up, and it's crazy because Quavo did his verse and the video all within an hour. Like, he came, knocked the verse out, and then we went right next the door that leads to the staircase. We just knocked the whole video right there, right in the same vicinity as the studio, is the studio staircase and shit. So it's kind of crazy. That was one for the book. Somebody come do their verse and the video all in one setting. Like, that was kind of dope. We both started in 2 different eras, but we've done a lot, both of those eras. But in the big picture of things, Dipset has set a lot of trends. We have been at the forefront for a lot of things that goes on still to this day in the industry, for a lot of styles, for a lot of slang, just lifestyle, period. Like, that was part of our business model. We don't just sell music, we sell lifestyle. And with that lifestyle came a lot of people following after that lifestyle, and a lot of that spilled off into a lot of other rappers that's coming up. No different than obviously looking up to Michael Jordan and coming in the game, and then Mike is his competition, but you know that the love was there. Like, Mike was one of his favorites as before he even got into the actual league and things like that. And I look at it as the same difference, and then actually be able to do music with them and just being able to have a good time. Like, when I was coming in the midst of me getting busy and things like that, I always used to pay it forward to all the artists that I looked up to and things like that. If that's what they would allow me to do, I would love to get music and things like that. Still to this day, there's a few artists that I look up to that I would love to make music with and things like that. So there's no difference, man. I mean, in any situation, if you got a chance to pay it forward, and you should, no matter what walk of life it is, music, basketball, the streets, anything, you know what I mean? You gotta pay attention to your past, people that came before you, people that set the way, and paved them roads for you and things like that, man. You can't get around history. History is what makes the future. Like, I mean, ain't no future without history. You know what I mean? And the past is what brings up what comes tomorrow and things like that. I mean, shit. And that's all I've done, like, from the days I was coming in this game and things like that. Like, and even to now, there's a lot of kids that really don't understand the history of hip hop, and it kind of baffles me that there's so much music and so many artists that are lost in today's generation because they not hip to what we were going through, or not hip to the artists that were. I don't know how to explain it, man, but like you said, there's a lot of microwave instead of actually that cook up, and that's the big difference. Things are moving so fast, nobody got time to actually look in the past anymore because everybody's just looking directly towards the future, which is good also, but we got to pay attention to our past. You got to give the proper respect to those that came before you, because it wouldn't be no you if it wasn't no them. You know what I mean? Well, you know, Harlem is a destination for a lot of people. A bucket list destination for a lot of people. I mean, so many things. It's New York City. It wasn't like it's something about it. I like to bring people into our world, the world that we gave the fans and the people a chance to see through our lenses and things like that. And you know, it's carried on. And there's a lot of artists that are always intrigued about Harlem and always compelled about the whole mystique of Harlem and everything that we always been talking about since Cab Calloway in the Harlem Renaissance days. So I just try to bring people into my world and give them a little bit of how it feels to be in Harlem for a day, you know. Well, I've known him for a minute. I think I've probably learned more from watching Migos and having that relationship with them in the way the music industry runs right now, like, than they probably learned from me. I mean, of course, we all got the style and the drip and all that type of stuff, but I'm talking about actual lessons. I probably learned from them just as much as they learned from me, let's just say that. Because the way they move in today's music business is not the way we was moving in our music business, but they're just as profitable, if not more profitable, in the same vein that we was. But our plan is not working today, theirs is. So, you know, you gotta keep learning, you know what I mean, keep evolving, you know what I mean? Because I remember actually those days that Kanye was talking about, because we all grew up in a kind of close-knit community and shit like that. And, you know, Kanye's dope, man. He's a smart individual. He's definitely a mad scientist, and he understands what he wants to project. It's just ill, man. Like, yeah, he's dope, man, and be able to hear my name inside of a conversation that he's having and shit like that means that, you know, it means something to me. You dig? Because I know where I started from. I know where we all started from and things like that. It's dope, man. Shouts to Ye, man. He's definitely done a lot for the culture and showed us we could basically do anything we want once we channel our energy into it, right? I didn't hear the whole album. I heard a few songs. Kanye always makes some dope records. I've told people before, he's always been one of my favorite artists. But the actual rollout was more exciting than the album to me. He did that. Be able to fill up them stadiums and them fields like he did with no promo time, just dropping shit, like fucking doing listening sessions while he's still making the album and things like that. I think it's dope. It's dope. It was a good time, it was a bad time, but overall it was a time that I enjoyed. And to be part of that history, you can't take it back. And that is real history when it comes to our culture, our hip hop culture. It feels good. You know what I mean? It feels good to know that I've been here for a long time and started some things that are gonna go on forever. The ups and downs people are talking about that crypto is going through is gonna go through that in life anyway, no matter what. It's inevitable. But it's more pros to this than there are cons. When that thing do take a dip, that's your chance to buy. So when that thing go up, you're gonna get even more richer. Anybody that doesn't know about crypto, I advise them to start with getting a crypto wallet. Nexo, MetaMask, Coinbase, one of those. And once you have that, then you can allow yourself the chance to actually surf the waves and do your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just trying to point you in the right direction. I can't tell you this, that if you invested $100 in Bitcoin, and I think it was like 2010, 2011, right now you'd be up like $78 million or some shit like that, something retarded. So if that don't tell you this where you need to be, then I don't know what to say. Not to mention that the power of the dollar is slowly but surely evaporating. Pretty soon, physical money won't be worth anything. It won't be used in any stores. So crypto and digital is where everything is going, and our people seem to always be the last to get everything right. So this is a chance for us to really step forward with everybody else at the same time everybody else is doing it. We usually get lost in the source and we pay for it. Now we can get paid for it. You heard? Part of my focus is to hip hop people on what an NFT is, how to dive into the NFT world, what cryptocurrency is, how to dive into that crypto world, and try to make a better play for yourself and show them the real meaning of generational wealth and how a community can help build that generation. Created it will get paid for the duration of that NFT for life. So if it's my NFT and you bought that NFT, I'm going to get paid for it, right? Then if you sell that NFT to somebody else, I will get paid for that again. And if he sells that NFT to somebody else, I will get paid for that again, and so forth and so forth. Every time that NFT exchanges hands for currency, I get paid. Painting from Picasso, I mean, or a painting from Banksy, like it's the same thing. It's just digital. This is digital memorabilia in the simplest form. If you can't understand what an NFT is, think of it as digital memorabilia, and you can scale up from there and how you can sell that type of art. It's all about art. It's all about artistic values, and whoever have influence can mark the price up on that artistic value. It's no different than when you go on Sotheby's and they auctioning off the paintings and things like that. Only thing, all these is on your phone, and then you have these NFT communities, like you got these crypto punks and these space apes and these bored apes and all these type of things, and that's a whole nother wave that they started within the NFT, because now they got so many things that's added to what they have going on. They call utilities and all these type of things with all the additives that comes with you having that NFT, and might be a building that you have access to just because you're a part of that NFT club. It might you have access to, so it's moving in a way that is unstoppable at this point. So yeah, a long time ago, Rosenberg knew at the radio station, doing what radio DJs do. Said a slick remark. I just happened to be listening to the radio that day, and I was younger then. I was very younger then. Way more aggressive than I am now. A little bit of a hothead. So I called and I told him a few choice words, especially if he wants to be navigating the streets of New York. But it ended up working out, man. Rosenberg ended up being one of my closer friends inside this industry. So shouts to Rosenberg. That's what I used to do in Harlem. I used to jump out my car, my boxes, and go to the store, get fresh, and jump back in the ride and get out of there. I'd take a shower, then jump out the car, my boxes, my slippers, go in the store, put a whole outfit on and get out of there. Yeah, musically, from my side, is different. You know, the East Coast is compiled of a bunch of different states going down the East border. West Coast is one big California state, so it's easy for them to get their point across. I really had to put that work in state to state to really get my point across. And that started something. It started something, man. And now when I look back and just watching everything, I've definitely put a whole coast on. You dig? I think it's a generation gap. By the time I was on fire, Nori wasn't on fire. So it's like it depends. It depends on how I was brought up and shit like that. You know what I mean? Music is heard from different generations and shit like that. So who knows Nori? But I'm not gonna say Nori has a shitload of hits. Ghostface Killer has a shitload of hits. But those are the hits that I know. You heard? Like, I know all those hits. Those are from my era when I was outside. You dig? But their kids know all my music. You dig? Like, it'd be like shit like that. Like, I came out 10 years, 12 years after they came out. You get what I'm saying? Like, Jim Jones didn't start to, you know what I mean? So, but it don't matter who I go up there with. I'm going to go up there to have fun. So if it's Ghostface, if it's Nori, if I did get a chance to go, if it was Fat Joe, if it was Fab, if it was anybody. I know Jim Jones himself got 20 records that's undeniable in New York City. I don't really know anything else, but I know in New York City, Jim Jones can hold his own, hands down. Jim Jones, he got him. I bet that. You heard? I cannot predict the future, but I am ready for anything that goes on in the new year. I do know this. I've worked my ass off in the year of 2021, preparing and prepping and cooking, and now I'm ready to put this food out on the table so we all can eat. I got a slew of music out. I got 6 albums I was working on simultaneously, including this Gangsta Grillz, which was the last album that I was working on. I got Quarantine Studios, which is up and running. Shouts to AWS for building that technology. I got Capricorn that's out, so you can go and get you some Capricorns and things like that. Pretty soon you'll be able to use Capricorn inside of your inner city community. I got crypto ATM machines that we're putting deliberately inside of our inner city communities and our mom and pop stores so that we can hip hop people onto financial literacy and teach them more about cryptocurrency and trying to how we going to bank the unbanked. I'm also heavily into fitness. Have a brand new gym that I acquired ownership of. Iron Rain, Vamp Fit Fitness, clothing, fashion. The drip report is on Thursday. On Friday, I give you the weather on Revo. I'm ready for it, Jack. You did?